If you have a question during the show, we want to hear it. Your input is a big part of what makes the show great, and we thrive on your energy and insights. Whether it's a quick comment, a thoughtful question, or an opinion you just have to share, don't hesitate to drop it in the chat. Now, if you want to make absolutely sure your message stands out and gets featured on the show, there's an easy way to do that. Use the super chat feature. Just click the $ at the bottom of the chat box to send in your super chat. This guarantees that your message gets on there, and it's also a fantastic way to support our channel. We rely on your support to keep bringing you the sports content you love, and we appreciate every bit of it. So go ahead and let us know what you're thinking. Hit that super chat button, and let's keep this show as interactive and exciting as possible. And if you prefer, you can also go to the gsmcpodcast.net to tip, donate, comment, or leave a question there. We couldn't do what we do without your amazing support, and we're so thankful to have you as part of our community. So yeah, as I pull it up, let me pull. Well, we start off though with Barcelona and the first loss. Their first loss that they've suffered this season. We know they've gotten off to an amazing start, winning 5 games from 5 in Hansi Flick's first season at the club, winning 5 games for 5, and doing it in really good fashion, finding themselves top of La Liga, actually 4 points above anyone else. So they've done a really good job for themselves. Barcelona, they played some really, really good football, and they've been very impressive. They got a 7-0 win over Valladolid. They were able to dismantle Girona team that finished 3rd in La Liga last season. But they faced some adversity going away to Monaco, who, by the way, it doesn't matter because it was preseason, but the final preseason game, the Jean Gambert annual trophy that Barcelona plays for against a random club, it's a preseason trophy. Monaco was able to beat Barcelona 3-0, and it's not like Barcelona didn't. They had Ter Stegen out there, Christensen, Jules Koundé, Balde, Rafinha, Lewandowski. They all played in that game, and then Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres. They came off the bench. So it's preseason, but and it was we were talking. It was should we be a little bit concerned because of that result? Obviously, we were wrong because that was just preseason. Preseason doesn't matter, but they went away to Monaco opening day of the Champions League. They faced some adversity early, with they put themselves in a position that they had to play with 10 men for 80 minutes plus stoppage time because Eric Garcia got sent off in the 10th minute, which in my opinion was a combination of mistakes. Now, Eric Garcia, he hasn't been able to get a foot right since he's been to Barcelona, I have to say. And he's trying to play himself back into, getting minutes for the club, and he's playing in a unnatural position with the bad situation Barcelona finds himself in midfield, the lack of players to play in that role. And Eric Garcia, he's, it's a combination of mistakes there. First of all, Ter Stegen should never be playing that ball to Eric Garcia under that kind of pressure. That's a ball that you have to clear sometime. And Ter Stegen, he loves playing out of the back. That's his specialty. He has quality with his feet. But you got to understand the personnel sometimes, which is hard in the moment, yes. But Eric Garcia, he sort of gets, he's not even first to the ball. I forgot which Monaco player was able to intercept it, and as he intercepted it, he was going through. Eric Garcia tries to make a play, and he just it's a mistake. In that situation, Araujo made that same sort of mistake. If you go back to last year's Champions League, the last two times Barcelona has been in the Champions League, going down to 10 men because of a denying of an obvious goal scoring red card has cost them the last two games, eliminated them in the Champions League last time around, where they were by far through the first leg and second leg, 30 minutes of the second leg, they were by far the better team. They were outplaying PSG. That red card happens. Araujo, denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, completely changed the game. And it's the same thing here. When you're going down to 10 men away in the Champions League, it's really difficult. And eventually Magnus Akoloche, really good, tidy sort of player, scored a nice goal playing in tight spaces. Really nice goal. A good finish, and it gave Monaco the lead. And I thought Barcelona responded pretty well, even with going down a goal, being down to 10 men. They had a little bit of opportunities, not a crazy amount of opportunities, of course, but they were poised and they were able to get themselves back in it. And it was a moment of magic from none other than Lamine Yamal, who produces another quality moment, who he found himself in a position that he had time and space, and he had, we know the ability that he has, and it's, he makes a one cut, creates so much space for himself. And when he has that kind of space, he has a magical left foot, really good finish in the bottom corner. And it was, it was a goal against the runner play. It was a goal that came out of nothing. But that was the kind of moment that was needed. When you're going down to 10 men, you're not going to have sustained pressure. You're not going to get numbers forward and have a sustained amount of attacks and create a lot of opportunities. So when the few moments opportunities come, the few moments you can show your individual magic, you need to show it. And Lamine Yamal did that in brilliant fashion, getting that goal. And I didn't think Barcelona were horrible. They went down to 10 men. Obviously, Monaco were the protagonists, which is justifiably so when you're up to 10 men. And yes, for a team that's played as well as Barcelona has played this season, it would be expected for them not to throw it in the towel just because they went down to 10 men. They worked really hard, and at times they had a little bit of a string of possession going for themselves, but eventually it takes one mistakes. It's that one moment that Monaco are looking to pounce upon, and it came later on in the second half. The opportunity came in a transition moment for Elenkena, I'm saying that name, I'm probably butchering that name wrong, I'm saying that name so wrong, who came off the bench. George Elenkena, is a Nigerian international, or not an international yet, but Nigerian player. He's only 18 years old. He'll be a Nigerian international soon if he continues his development. But getting the winning goal in transition, finding himself in space, going behind. Yes, when you're defending with 10 men, it's difficult. But this goal was rather a misstep between Martinez and Kubarasi defending that situation. They don't, nobody tracks the run. They're both, both center halves are, one center half pushes up to the halfway line. The other one is, not right at the halfway line. So it plays in. It plays, Elenikene, it keeps him on side. There's not that much pressure in midfield, so the Monaco player is able to, or his center half actually, the Monaco center half is the Monaco, I believe it was Vanderson, the Monaco left back. he's able to play in the ball from behind. There's not much pressure on him in that situation, um, receiving the ball from a poor pass from Rafinha, and it's right into the pass of any kind of center back mishap. And then it takes one moment. A lot of people were also blaming Ter Stegen for that second goal as well. I have to say though, in that situation, you're facing a one-on-one. Always with these one-on-ones, you're always trying to guess. With someone coming in one-on-one with the keeper, you know, and hitting the ball with pace, it's like a penalty. Essentially, it's a guessing game. Ter Stegen decided to guess that he was gonna try to tuck it into the far post, so he leans that way and shows the near post, and Elene Kina, he doesn't finish it. He finishes poorly. He goes straight. It's essentially should be straight at Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen tries to guess which direction he's going into, and Elene Kina, he hits it straight at Ter Stegen, and Ter Stegen, he got a little bit on it, but just couldn't get enough on it. And from that position, it does look like a goalkeeper mistake because, well, it's literally he literally shoots it straight. But in that sort of situation, you're trying to guess almost. And yes, a lot of people, even a lot of the goalkeepers are saying he should have stood his ground and waited to see where the ball was going before he made an attempt at it. But sometimes, as a goalkeeper, you try to get a little bit more clever, a little bit cute. But I do have some sympathy there. There is a level of sympathy there. Overall, I don't think there's too much to panic when it comes to this result for Barcelona. I don't think it's the end of the world. With the fact that they've had a brilliant start to their La Liga campaign, and we know this is a project for Hansi Flick, and it's something that they're kind of trying to improve on as the season goes on. Definitely. And going down to 10 men, it's always hard to analyze these sort of results when you're going down to 10 men. And it's not the end of the deal. It's not the end of the world for Barcelona. They have young boys coming up at home next time around. That's going to be a crucial game. They have, obviously that's going to be a crucial game. You cannot, drop points in that game. Then you have Bayern Munich, which is another difficult game, but a game that I'd have to say Barcelona will not fear Bayern Munich. This is a Bayern Munich that, have defensive vulnerabilities that Barcelona definitely can pounce on. And then Barcelona take on Crvena Zvezda, Brest. Then they take on Borussia Dortmund. They actually go away to the Iduna Park, which that will be a tough test as well for them. And then they have Benfica and Atalanta. So, obviously, bad loss for Barcelona or bad result for Barcelona. But at the end of the day, we don't, with the start that they've had, they've earned the benefit of the doubt. And I don't think it's I don't think it's anywhere near panic mode right now for Barcelona. You just got to move on and forget about this game.